Welcome back to PipeCast. In this episode, we're going to be discussing Full Virginia Flake on our road to Burley, paved in Virginia. Let's look at that blend.
All right, here we have Samuel Gawith's Full Virginia Flake. Now this is a pillar of straight Virginias. It's in this rustic style flake that we've come to know and love from anything Gawith. It is a very dark blend with little spots of bright poking through. It's made up of hot pressed tobaccos, which give it that darker color. So it's a very attractive looking blend. We're not going to beat around the bush. Let's just get over there and smoke it.
Well, that was the blend. So, Full Virginia Flake, man. Definitely a mainstay in the Virginia Flake arena. There's not a lot to discuss, really. It's just good. The tobacco itself is good. The flake is that rustic flake that we like so much.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot going on here. One of the things that can be difficult about this particular flake is that when puffed to excess, I think it does lend itself to some tongue bite. But, man, what a flavor bomb this is for just straight Virginia. You got grass note, little bread, just a little bit, some light fruit airiness. If they shag this out, and then stripped back the aromatic essences, this is sort of like the raw version of Grousemore, in my opinion, which I like a lot.
Yeah,
I think Grousemore is nice because it's got that lemon, it's got that kind of Lakeland stuff that I like. But if I wasn't into that and I just wanted to just strip everything back and then just come down with like a pure flake, I think this is what you reach for. Like I said, I'm sensitive to tongue bite, so potentially my reach is going to go to HH Pure Virginia. But that doesn't mean that these two aren't like the way you size up a Virginia Flake. You do it Full Virginia versus HH Pure Virginia.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's complex. I think I could easily say that this is an advanced smoker's blend because it's complex in a way that you kind of have to be experienced to enjoy it fully. Doesn't mean you have to be experienced to enjoy it. As a matter of fact, sometimes I feel like you come off snobby or kind of like sommelier or some wine snob thing when you talk about this stuff. But I do think the experience of pipe smoking is not necessarily pulling the flavors, but understanding the puff cadence. If you don't really understand your puff cadence or what each specific blend or tobacco leaf needs in terms of how much you're puffing away or how slow, or I think that's what is going to cost you in this blend. I think if you're a puffer and you might not get out of it what you need to get out of it.
Yeah, I think hold on a second. Yeah, I think it is a hard blend to review, but only in the sense that we've talked about it so much in other videos. We've alluded to it. We've compared it, especially in the most recent videos. We've been comparing it. So we've said a lot about it. Maybe just not here. But I think everything you said is on the money. I do think it's one of those. I think it's kind of what makes a lot of these pillars, right? I like to compare this with Solani Aged Burley because I think they're both epitomes of their family.
Mm-hmm.
And why I like them so much is that they are so good that the beginner cannot deny that they're good.
That's true. But I think what I was saying is to go a step forward.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at, is that you can find enjoyment in this blend regardless of if you're a new smoker or an experienced smoker. you can find enjoyment, and that's and I think that's what you want in a blend. I'm maybe there's some kind of enjoyment with smoking a blend and then not really liking it and then growing into it, or smoking a blend and liking it and then growing out of it. But when you can smoke a blend and enjoy it, and then years down the road you smoke it and you get something else entirely out of it, but you still enjoy it, that is rewarding in and of itself. Just like reading a good book when you're young, or watching a really good movie when you're young, and understanding the surface level, and understanding the art, or the I hate to say it, but like the craft and just just what it set out to do. You enjoy it for on face value, but then as you age and you experience life and you see more and you come back to it, there's subtleties that you pick up on that give you a whole new experience. That's like this blend and Solani, I think, are just the perfect example of that. You can smoke it. It could be one of the first few blends you ever smoke, and you're like, "This is good. I don't know why it's good, but it's good." Mm-hmm. And you come back later after years, and then it's like, "Yeah, this is why it's good." You can point to it and be like, "That stew fruit just really hits right here." And then this little puff here, and like, oh, I'm getting a little bit of that grass, and you just take your time with it. It just, I don't know.
One of the things that's nice about this blend, that it doesn't take anybody 2 seconds to think about anybody, is that it has a wonderful aftertaste.
Yeah.
It lingers on the tongue, and it's not similar to the blend. It's something else entirely. Maybe that's because there's other things going on, working in your mouth. Maybe it's something you might be drinking or something you previously ate. But there is a wonderful aftertaste that I've noticed for years that works really well. So I think that lends itself to being able to pace yourself in a like kind of a more personal or slowed or subjective puff cadence or whatever. Because if you want to get more out of it, I think it's puffing slow. But the nice thing is like you're not chasing that flavor, because the flavor, you have a whole nother thing that's going on that's a little bit, it's not as complex, but there's something else going on inside your mouth. So pulling the pipe away and like sitting with it, the retro hell and stuff, you have this wave of aftertaste that comes. It's still kind of nice.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because a lot of times the aftertaste, even blends I really like, the aftertaste is just bad,
right? Yeah,
atrocious. Sticks with you, and it for at least for me in the chemistry, like my mouth body chemistry, right? I have to, like, it's probably two, it's like two teeth brushings.
Yeah.
A couple of mouthwash gargles, a full meal, and it's still there. But with this, at least it's pleasant enough, and it's not, like you said, it just, even if it sticks around, you're not upset by it. You actually kind of enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean it's enjoyable for whatever reason. I don't know why, but
maybe it has something to do with it being produced in the Lakeland. Maybe there's something there. I don't know. I'm kind of just trying to. Like I said, I don't know. I'm just
maybe I don't know, but I don't think they've added anything to this to give it some sort of staying power.
No, I don't think they. I think
if there is a topping, I'm sure it's a sugar topping.
Yeah, it could just be a byproduct of, the fact, just where it's made.
Maybe it is, yeah, but like, I don't think there's anything added to it purposefully.
No. If anything, it's just your normal, like you said, probably sugar topping to case it up, whatnot. But no, I mean, this is a pillar for a reason. There is nothing bad about this blend other than the potential for tongue bite, which is a caveat for all Virginia blends.
Yeah, I think that's something that happens with all Virginia.
So if
you're a puffer and you have problems with tongue bite, Virginia is probably not going to be the first thing you're going after.
No, which stinks, right? Which I'm very happy that I'm not too much of a tongue bite person because I love Virginias so much. They're like Virginias, Webers, Burleys. They're just really good. Like they give you the best of flavor, like, but also, and I guess this is part of flavor, but like the natural tobacco flavor.
Yeah.
It gives you the best of that, but also gives you the best of that sweet flavor that that I guess I could associate it with the tobacco, but I kind of don't. My brain doesn't do it. I have to think about it. Like there's that sweet breadiness that when with Burleys there's that nuttiness and earthiness. But then there's a distinct tobacco flavor, and Burleys and Virginias, I think, capitalize on those more so than Oriental, Latakia, or whatever. Yeah. So, yeah, great blend. If you haven't had it, I would recommend it.
Yeah, I mean, track it down for sure. Yeah. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. This is probably another one of those blends, too, because as we mentioned before, Virginia has a really good track record of being aged, you know? So I definitely think if you bought multiple tins, you could put a couple away to cellar, you probably wouldn't be disappointed after a couple of years.
And I mean, Sherlock Holmes himself smokes it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so
Mr. Holmes.
The game is afoot. No, yeah. So I think we both recommend it. I don't think that's a surprise. So forgive us if this is a shorter one, but like I said, we've alluded to this in the past so many times. There's not much to say. I mean, it's kind of hard.
I mean, it's like, I think you hit the high notes sometimes with the pillar, because anything more is going to start getting into your personal history, which could bias the blend. The fact is that the blend, I think, is universally lauded as something good.
Yeah.
And I think it ages well, and I think it's totally worth getting a hold of. But, like, you go in any further, and you might be going down a rabbit hole of, like, I remember the first time I smoked pure Virginia.
Yeah.
Or full Virginia Flake. So I said pure Virginia. Full Virginia Flake. Then you kind of get into a weird, like, what your history with it. And it gets more and more subjective. I think ultimately the fast thing to say is go, it's quality tobacco from a quality blending house with a rustic flake, and you should get it and smoke it.
Yeah. Yeah. I would agree. And I think with that, we're going to end this episode. So, I believe we're getting close to Burley Boy Summer. So, stick around.
Summer is afoot.
Summer's afoot. See y'all.
See you.